This week, I fall asleep at the wheel.
I think HGV drivers are dicks.
Oh, yeah. And I've got a leaky growler again. Oh.
And Tom's not here. So, let's strap down, strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Welcome to Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host today. My name is David, and joined, as always, we have Chloe and we have Nessa. We don't have any Tom today. Tom, we're trying something new. We're trying to see if we even need him in the podcast.
Is that how you're starting it, though, David? There was not much energy in that.
Ugh. I just came from the pool. I have very little energy.
Left it in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm disappointed. But yeah, Tom's just not on. We don't know where he is. He's just not answered the phone. Fuck him.
Yeah.
No,
he knows what time.
Sorry, was that swearing in the first 15 seconds? I'm so sorry.
I think
no, well, the first, as long as you're not swearing in the intro.
Okay.
It's the part at the very start. This is like the third part. But anyway, yes, this is, I'm Dave, there's Chloe, there's Nessa, and there's no Tom. And we have people in our Patreons, which we
do.
Yeah. So, and they are in the chat below. Yeah.
And they're also going, what's on?
What's on?
Sorry, David, I'm trying to liven it up. Come on. Bring the energy.
You take it. I usually rely on Tom for the energy,
fine.
and I sit in the background.
This is just another trucking podcast.
I've already done that part. You don't need to do that part
but
again.
Yeah, all right. Okay, fine. Come on in. We've got no Tom. He sucks. You may introduce the Patreons. Go on.
I haven't got the list ready yet.
You're taking on the role, so I thought I'd give you just as much shit as I'd give him.
I just wanted to do the very start of it, just to get that part over with.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I wasn't all Tom. Can we use Tom as a verb? Is that word or an adjective? I never know my.
He's a verb.
Is he a verb?
He is a verb in himself. Yes, go on then. Introduce you to the whatever they're called. People that are
the audience.
Yeah.
This is going absolutely terrible. Seriously, with Tom not here, I feel like I have no safety net. All right. I need. Can you guys be my safety net, please? That way I can kind of like drift off into my own little thoughts and then get asked a question.
Yeah,
and then
we
all of a
can
sudden,
do some girl talk. It's fine. You crack on.
How are you guys doing today? By the way, or this week? I should say.
I've got a big shiner on my head.
Yes, you have. It looks quite swollen as well.
I've got
Tell
a big egg on my head. So, have I told you guys about this bike that I magically found in a skip? Yeah.
Oh yes.
I heard about this bike. Yes.
So there's this bike that Logan's been checking out, and suddenly just turned up at work. I'm like, yeah, sweet, awesome. But obviously it's a kid's bike, and I went out with my family today, and Logan I thought, right, that's fine. I'll just run next to him. It'll be right. Forgetting how unfit I am. 2 miles into this run, I'm dead. I don't know how I've lasted that long. Midway through, though, so I'm running behind, like next to him, holding onto his jacket because he's just kind of stumbling a little bit. He's, a bit all over the place. Absolutely fine. And then he obviously gets a little bit bored of that, and I'm knackered at this point. So he sits on the back of my brother's, who's got like a electric, half thingy.
All right.
Yeah,
so you still have to pedal it, but it
still pedals, but it's got battery. It does it. Yeah, so I'm running along, and they're just like, yeah, fine, don't worry about it. Anyway, Logan ends up getting a bit knackered and sits on the back of this pedal thing. So I thought, oh, that's okay. I can ride his BMX, can't I?
Right.
So I got on this little BMX, and obviously, because I'm a lot taller than him, I obviously can't sit down because I'm like cramped up like this otherwise. Mm-hmm. So I got on it and started pedaling. And then I thought, I'll be nice and take a picture of the family as they're cycling away. And then, of course, I had to try and get my phone in my pocket. And by the time I'd done, literally, like Dana M says, like a clown on a clown bike. That was me today.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I better catch up. So I thought, I'll floor it. So I absolutely floored it in this little bike.
Yeah.
And then because it's still got a few quirks, because I just need to finish fixing it, that I've discovered that the chain is slightly slack, is slightly stretched.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So as I started flooring it and was putting all pedal to the metal, it suddenly jarred.
Oh no!
The gears
Jarred doesn't like it stopped?
As in, like, the gears stopped turning because the chain had, like, flung off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And caught. So, of course, I, like, immediately stopped pedaling, but then the wheel caught and flew me.
So the front wheel stopped.
no! So you went ass over.
So I went flying, and
Oh
I
my
kind of
God.
like these couples like were walking. It was quite public as well. There's a lot of people around. Just
I shouldn't laugh.
absolutely saw me go flying sideways, and I went like over these handlebars. And it's like a BMX, but it's slightly too big for him. But like I'm trying to get him used to it this year, so next year, once I sorted it out, it's fine. I just need to get it out and test it because it's basically
So you
brand
put
new.
your
It's
child
just
on
got,
it to test it.
So yeah, but he was going like really slow, if that makes
Right,
sense. But obviously,
yeah.
me being an adult and a bit heavier, it just went nope, like that.
Ah.
And I ended up with the flying into the handlebars that went smacked me into the
Oh
floor.
my gosh.
And then I kind of tumbled over and then ended up with the BMX lying on top of me.
What did your
Oh
kids
my
say?
God.
They had already disappeared, so they hadn't even realised.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Okay.
They left you to
So
it.
This lovely couple came running over, and I was like, oh, really embarrassed, like with this little child's bike. So I kind of stumbled up, and I was like, no, I'm okay. And they're like, are you sure you're all right? You took quite a bad fall. And I was like, oh no, it's just for entertainment purposes. Don't worry about that. It's fine.
You did it on purpose. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was just testing out the bike. So
So you
kind
felt
of,
a little bit less silly.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh no,
course you were.
I thought I was going to look like a pro, just cycling along. I'm not. Oh yeah, it all went really wrong. So I kind of like put it all back together and then like slipped the chain back on, and then I thought, okay, I'll just cycle slowly. So I'm slowly like fumbling along on this little thing, feeling quite sheepish. And then obviously one of my one brother, they had all gone well off into the distance, not even noticed, and they're all suddenly like, where the fuck's Chloe? So my other brother comes cycling back towards me, and it's like, what the fuck have you done? Because I'm like mangled. I'm like, yeah, I might have come off. Yeah, it's happened. So
Oh dear. Did you have a helmet on?
I
Of course
didn't
not.
know.
No, I didn't think so.
Well,
She's too cool for a helmet.
I wasn't. Yeah, I'm so cool. I ride a kid's bike. I wasn't planning on riding because I thought I need to be like next to him to help him.
Was he wearing a helmet?
He's got a helmet. Yeah. I protect the child. I'm not bothered about myself, although I needed it, obviously. Yeah. So that was my really cool accident today. It was great.
Wow.
I'm
So
sorry about
cool,
that.
isn't it?
And if you want to see pictures, you can look at them at the YouTube video part of this show.
I genuinely wish I had a video.
Or you can sign up
think
to
it would've been
Patreon and
hilarious.
join the Discord chat, and the picture is posted in there.
There
Oh,
is. Yeah.
okay. There's a fast forward version of it. Yeah. I was in Ireland there, was it 2 weeks ago? I couldn't believe the roads that I cycle on every day. Like I'm so used to wide roads over here and straight roads and bike lanes and all that kind of stuff in the middle of the country. And like when a car comes towards, even on the, I wouldn't say the main roads, but like on if on a main road, well, around my house anyway, if a truck comes by, you're slowing down and you kind of steer away just for that little path where he's next to you, kind of thing, just kind of go into the ditch and then back out again, kind of thing, that little maneuver. But I don't the amount of times that I walked into town or I cycled into town or to the beach or whatever it was, I don't know. I must have been mental. I don't know. How I survived
We
it.
spoke about this, haven't we? It's
The roads
going
are just
down Holden Hill.
absolutely crazy
They're
small
bonkers
and narrow.
now, aren't they? They're bonkers in the UK.
oh, they're everywhere as well.
The bicyclists,
Yeah,
because
they
we
are
all love
fully everywhere.
bicyclists on this show.
Do you know what? I've met some really nice ones recently that have moved out the way, and they've been really nice. And I've gone, "Oh, you're all right." Oh, someone's reminded me of my leaky growler.
Your leaky growler. What's your leaky growler again? Remind me of that one, because the
Yeah,
growler
do
in my
tell.
head.
Daniel in the chat, so obviously we've got that Patreons. He's just put in like, Chloe's got sore bits and a leaky growler. And I have got another story to tell you.
All right.
Okay, let's hear
Let's
about the
do
leaky growler.
It's not necessarily cycle related. Sorry, David, I've gone a bit off.
Hey, as long as you're killing time before, I'm happy. The less I have to do is great.
So as you all know, we've had a couple of Roros roll at our place about a year ago now. Roll on, roll off.
Yeah.
Hook loaders. Yeah.
Mhm.
So this one lorry FFJ was off wow, it got rolled exactly 1 year and 1 week ago, to the day. And it's
Right.
only just come back on the road. I got it back on Tuesday.
Gosh, it's taken a while, hasn't it?
And I don't know if anyone remembers. I think I might have told the story before. And basically, the old driver that rolled it was called Growler.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a number plate called Growler, and I'd been driving around with this Growler, and
The
forgot it was
nameplate.
in my windscreen, and realised that I was getting a lot of weird looks, and discovered that I had Growler in my windscreen, and obviously men were going, "Oh, how's your Growler?" sort of thing.
Is growler a word for something else?
It is now.
It can be known to be a delicate part, yes.
Oh, okay. Just
A
clarify.
lady part, yes.
A lady part.
A lady part. There you go. So I've obviously got the Growler back. The truck's now just called Growler. But not only that. So this Growler truck has got an air valve inside the truck, which attaches to like the lifting gear. So it's like the levers, but it leaks. So it's a leaky Growler.
Oh, that's where it's come from.
So I've got a leaky Growler. Is essentially what I've got.
Okay.
Is leakygrowler.com available?
I mean, that
Oh,
would be
hell.
cool. So yes, that is the story behind my leaky Growler. But I have been fixing my leaky Growler recently, and I put a bouncy ball on it, which really fixed it. Because I'm guessing when he went over, he was holding sheerly tightly to this lever, and I think as he went over, it kind of like went off in his hand because it's now disappeared. So I've got like a stubby bit which like digs into your hand.
Right.
So I've ended up getting drilled a hole for a bouncy ball and sticking it on. So now I've got a bouncy ball for a lever. It's great on my leaky Growler.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the story behind it.
Leakygrowler.com does not
I did.
exist.
If you are a patron,
Oh, there we go. We got to buy that.
Yeah, if you did put it on the Patreon list, I did put it in there, and I might have made Gav nearly crash and burn from laughter.
Oh, wow. Speaking of Patreons, David.
I have a Patreon list in front of me right now that I would
Awesome.
like to. I don't know if you're going to get any stupid voices from me because
I think we will.
what?
I think we will.
I think we should have one.
Come on, David.
But
You've
I don't
been
know any
swimming.
You can't deprive us. Now you've started this thing. It's a thing now.
We love you for it.
You don't, do you? Okay,
Oh, we
actually,
do.
hold on.
Yeah.
Let's hold on.
And
let's
your
admit
best
this.
Irish accent. Go on.
My best Irish
Oh.
accent.
What a proper broad Irish
People
accent.
love your accent.
The no, is it? Is it just not that strong? Is it?
Oh.
I actually I need to exaggerate it.
I'd be
a
interested
Colin
to
wants
hear
the
it.
Bronx and
A
Daniel
Bronx.
wants
What's
Donald
Bronx
Duck.
again? Is
You
that like
have got a
it's
few.
like New York? Is it?
I think
like,
so, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh,
Devonshire.
Devonshire. Oh, you could do a bit of Devonshire, it could be.
What's his name? Conor McGregor. He has that really strong Dublin accent. Now, do you actually can you tell the difference between a Dublin accent and my accent? Because to me, that's like the strongest accent ever.
Yeah, the Dublin accent is a bit harder to understand because they talk so fast, don't they?
Sure, I don't talk slow either. But anyway, let's try. Was it? Yeah. So let's give let's try a Dublin accent. I'd like. Hey, I'm not saying I'm good at any of these. All right, just to clarify, I don't want any comments. I'm like, oh, you sound fucking terrible. I'm like,
That's the
that's what
idea.
you all sound like to me, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway,
When you read a comment, right, go on.
all right. Oh, let's see. Okay. All right. So we got Phil. Hold on. What's the Dublin accent sound like again? Go on away, will you? Oh yeah. Go. We got Phil. We got
Oh
Phil
my God.
Starkey, and we got Jack Goodwin, Trucker Sound, Big Mike, Dan M, Hemorrhoid Rager, Bend Over, Justin Rainey,
That's a new one.
Ginger Mother Trucker, Gavin Williams, Daniel Smee, Stephen Patterson, Charlie Conahan, Arthur Job, Mihal, Joe Radwell, Neil Reese. Oh wait, sorry, Neil Reese. You were supposed to get a normal one. Neil Reese, Timo. Sorry, or Sir Timo, Trucker Colin, and last but not least, we have Trucker Marty, our original supporter, our original mega supporter. There you go.
My God.
You're not-
Yay!
so
Chocolate
I
Colin
get-
says you need to do Aussie voice next time. I think
Aussie.
that would be amazing.
Aussie, what's the Aussie sound like again? I can never, especially when there's English right in front of me. When I'm listening to it, you know, I struggle a little bit
It
with
just
accents.
sounds like he's like really slow, doesn't he? Shaman. That one. Is that the one?
Oh,
Is that anything like
Aussie.
that?
You talk,
Ozzy
okay,
Osbourne.
now, I thought you were
Ozzy
talking about
Osbourne.
Australian accent.
Oh, Aussie.
I don't know
You
what
could do
you're
an
talking
Aussie
about.
one, but I'm not very. No, see, mine went
Just want to be
Shit.
drunk and have a stroke.
This is what happens when we haven't got Tom. We just resort to
I know,
sound
right?
effects.
'Cause, yeah. Usually he shuts us up by now. But anyway, hey
yeah.
guys, thank you, every supporter,
Yeah.
all you mega supporters or whatever, doesn't matter. Thank you very much. We much
Yeah, we love
appreciate
ya.
it.
Really.
If you guys want to support us another way, you can also go to salmonslap.com where you can buy some merchandise. And cool, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, comment on YouTube, and give us reviews on iOS. Is it iOS or Apple Podcasts or whatever it is?
Yeah,
That
Apple
would be great.
Podcasts, Spotify
You know,
podcasts.
Also, if you wanted to support our channels, we have Chloe with Skip Chick. We have
Oh, we
Nessa
do.
with
I've not done any videos
what's
recently.
Nessa's
Nessa
again?
the mother trucker.
Nessa the mother trucker, and I have my trucking skills. So if you would like to support us there, that would be great. And don't forget to share everything that you watch from us as well. All right, cool. I think I did all right there in that.
David, you
actually
did
did
really
great.
well.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, well done.
That's the
Yeah.
best housekeeping we've had for
Did
a
we do
while.
salmon slap yet?
We
Oh
did.
yeah, we did. We did.
Oh, we did. Oh, I must have zoned out on that bit.
did.
It's not- it's so easy to do in this show. You know, again, our only job in our show is just to keep people occupied while they're driving. You know what I mean? As in, like, they don't half the time they don't have to think; they just don't have to do anything. You just listen once in a while, and
I mean,
as long as they. Yeah.
And if you're listening and thinking, what the fuck are these three on about? I mean, that's going to happen this week. Let's face it.
Mm.
Have
over
I been
there,
drinking
it's
yet? I just
Yeah,
started.
David's got a drink.
Yeah, don't worry. I always
Chloe,
have
what
a
are you
drink.
drinking?
He's getting. Oh, I've only got a bit of Pepsi Max.
Hey, that's all right.
I'm not going
That's all right.
hardcore tonight. I'm still
No.
getting over my run.
Yeah.
You know,
you're
you're getting
exhausted
old when
enough.
you get back and my knee hurts.
Oh.
And that's not even from the fall. That's just from the fact that I've been running. And you know,
Oh.
when you can feel like I've exercised way too much because my feet hurt. and
Yeah.
my
Oh,
it's
legs
gonna
I
hurt
hear ya.
tomorrow.
and my joints hurt. And I'm like, yeah, I'm too old.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow and just be lying there like, that's it. I'm zoning out.
Oh
all
yeah, you're
day.
able to do that, aren't you? Your kid's old enough to where he can just get up out of bed,
Do you know what?
whatever he wants to
He's-
do, turn the TV on.
He gets up. Yeah, it's great because he gets up in the morning and he knows to come in and see me, and he'll normally come in at about 5 o'clock. He wakes up
In the
Wow,
morning?
I kind of yeah.
Obviously
5
not in the morning
morning
because that's pretty late to be waking up if it's 5 a.m.
yeah, 5 o'clock in
PM.
the morning, and I'm like thinking, oh, I've tried to do it until be like, you can't watch anything until 6 o'clock because 5 o'clock is fucking early. So I kind of try and set the rule of you can't put a TV on until 6 o'clock. And then he gets in for cuddles, and you think, oh, this is nice. And then 5 seconds later, he's wriggling, and he's
Yeah.
wriggling, and he's tossing and turning. And
How
then
old
it
is he
gets to
again?
about he's 6, and then it
Okay.
gets to about 5:10, and you're like, just go watch TV.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. And then and at the moment, he's absolutely knackered because he's probably getting up way too early than he should. But he just gets up, and that's it. I can't put him back to sleep.
Mm.
But he is very sassy little boy, and it's great though because, like you say, he will just get up and go and watch TV, entertain himself. If he
Well,
wants
that's
anything,
good.
he'll go, "Mummy, mummy."
Did you
kid
get the
can't,
I'm hungry. When
I
did
do.
you
I
come
get that.
in?
I need food. I'm
Yeah.
hungry. And it's because
Yeah.
he's just spotted something in the cupboard. He's looked in the cupboard and he's seen a packet of Smarties and he's hungry or something stupid, and he's not really.
Yeah. He just wants snacks.
Yes, but it is great because yours are still very little, aren't they?
Yeah, my oldest. Well, I wouldn't say my oldest. The kids are living in the house right now. My oldest, he just turned 3 today. So happy birthday to my son.
Happy
There we go.
birthday.
He got to open
Happy
presents, and we got to go to the
birthday.
swimming pool today. And now we're going to go to a kids indoor jungle gym. We're going to go there later after his nap. So it's awesome. And then he's going to have a birthday party next Saturday.
Awesome.
And
Happy birthday, Des.
yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, of course. No, like I actually sleep in a separate room than my wife, because our oldest is upstairs and our youngest is downstairs, and it's just we really don't want to be too far away from him when he cries, because my older one, he'll cry in the middle of the night. That way I can just run into him and comfort him and see what's going on and all that. But we've gotten kind of used to it too. At the same time, sleeping in separate beds, because we actually have a room now. So, but
At least
it
we can
is,
babies for a while.
because the baby sleeps right next to mom, just right next to her
Yeah.
the entire time. So if he needs to be fed, instant.
She's on
the tap is right there.
Yeah.
All right. And she can go right back to sleep. Hey, it works. We gotta do what we gotta do what we can. All right. But waking up, as in like lately, our older guy, he's just getting up later and later and later every day, like, which is so weird, because we're used to him waking up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I don't really know exactly when the baby wakes up, because he's
You're out of it.
it's not that I'm out of it, it's just that I don't get woken up yet. But it is different, and I do look forward to able to not having to actually get up. Like, I want to watch. Sometimes I don't want to stop watching TV at nighttime. I hate not watching. If I want to binge watch something, I want to do it till 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I really miss that.
And while you're doing it, it's great until you have to get up in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But I miss
But
binge
that
watching.
first time when you've got little ones, that first time they sleep right through the night, and you wake up
very
in the morning,
exciting.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I didn't get up in the night. And you panic, don't you? It's like, oh my God, am I going to go in their room and they're dead or something?
Oh my God,
Or they've been kidnapped.
I'm always thinking that. Like,
Yeah.
the older guy slept extra much. My God, my words are not good
We're not
today.
doing well tonight. No.
But I do have to think, as in, like, okay, this is literally the longest he's ever slept in a row. I'm like, is he dead?
Yeah.
It's
Just that panic.
I'm sure
is
he's
slight.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
There was what was it? So we were at Oktoberfest last weekend, and it was ridiculously hot, like 37 degrees or whatever it was, and it was extremely hot. The baby needed a nap, and he finally went down for a nap. And I'm just trying to stay in the shadows, and then eventually I made it into a building that was not AC, but he wasn't moving, and oh my God, I don't want to wake him up, but I just need to see if he's breathing. I really do. So I'm just slowly putting my hand on his chest. Come on. I'm not feeling anything, so I kind of give him a nudge, and then okay, good, he's good.
Yeah,
it's
just screaming.
I know, because I've never had him in that position before, where he was in that much heat, and again, I get it's so new. It just even though this is my fourth kid, I always
it's quite
feel like I'm
scary when
well
they're-
unprepared.
Yeah, it's scary when they're little though, because you don't know what's wrong with them, or they can't tell you if there's something wrong, and you just like you get into your head a panic moment. It's like when you leave the house and you're like, shit, did I lock the door? It's something like, shit, is a child alive?
Yeah.
Is he all right? And you just overthink it. I do with Logan still. I'm like, I've not heard from him for a little while. I'm gonna go and check on him. And then you start panicking. He's like,
Oh, when
I
they're
can't see if he's
quiet.
breathing.
When they're quiet, it is the worst.
Yeah.
like-
It is.
You know.
What are they up to? What have they broken? What are they damaging?
Well, it's
What have
either
they
two. There's
stolen?
two reasons why they're quiet. He's either pooping or he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
He actually sends us away. If we go in, it's like, no, Daddy, you go away. I'm pooping. Just you cannot be in the same room as him.
Oh, he needs his privacy now.
He needs his privacy. Yeah, he's been doing
Love
that for
him.
like a year now, where he just sends us away. Before we could be in the living room and he'd send us away. I'm like, God, because he wouldn't. Like, it doesn't matter if we told him to go to the bedroom or whatever. Like, no, you leave. I'm pooping.
Oh.
But now he's
My
he's
private
good.
time.
He's good enough now. We are going to try again to do the whole potty training. We failed. We failed before
potty training.
because we went to California and it ruined everything because we didn't.
Yeah,
he
but he's
wasn't-
still quite little, isn't he?
He can do it. He's done it. He's actually gone the entire night without having an accident.
That's
it's
pretty
just
good.
that,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
but he
that
has
is
to be.
very
He
good,
has to be
actually.
nude. He has to be nude. If he has underwear on, he'll pee.
He'll strip it off.
He won't strip it off.
It's like naked
He'll
time.
pee in the underwear.
Logan
Anyway,
literally will run around going, I want to be naked, and that's it. He gets naked
Naked.
and he's running
you
around.
get there eventually. If being nuddy is what helps him not mess the bed or whatever, then do it. Do it. You get there eventually.
I feel like I think we have around 700 people who on average listen to our podcast. Not in one time, throughout the weeks, and this is a trucking podcast, and we're talking about kids.
We have gone well off.
Tom would not
He would not approve.
He would not let us go on this long about talking.
I mean,
about
we've
our
not
kids.
started talking about Bluey yet, so come on, we're doing well.
Oh, yeah. Now we do have facts of life. Would you guys like to?
Ooh, let's get on with that.
Yeah, let's
okay.
do it.
Still not
So,
trucking.
There's not much I can really talk about truck driving. If you guys ask a question, I can talk about truck driving.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have no trucking news because I don't
You're just
drive
not a
the
trucker
truck.
anymore.
I have a trucking topic, so we'll get to that
okay.
later.
All right, hold on
I've
to
got
that.
a
So,
kind of topic. We'll go with it. Go on.
all right,
David.
first question.
Facts of life.
What was New York called before it was called New York?
New Amsterdam.
Old York. What?
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. Oh, I
That's
just said Old New York.
Yeah,
Old York.
I think it.
Or
Is
was it
it?
just York? It must have been just York. No, it wouldn't have been.
I don't know why I think it's called New
That's
Amsterdam, but I do believe it's called New Amsterdam. But are you Nessa? Do you have a guess? Are you going to York?
I don't think it's York.
Wait, did it even exist before it was New York?
What did the Indians call it? Oh, sorry, the Native Americans. Sorry, they're not Indians.
Native
because
Americans.
this is-
Get it right.
I can't
Yeah, I know.
remember.
All right, okay. Here's the answer.
What was New York called before it was called New York?
Hold on. Sorry.
That's a good name
The
for a
Dutch
country.
called the whole area of New York New Netherland,
Oh.
and they named a fort and town on the south end of Manhattan Island New Amsterdam.
No,
Ah.
so off.
Oh, David, kind of.
Okay.
You got there.
All right, next one.
How do nautical knots compare to miles?
Oh, I don't.
Oh.
Nautical knots. Oh, that's
Uh,
like miles an hour, isn't it? Sort of
It's yeah. You could go. I can't remember what it is. It's something to do with. I can't remember. I feel like I knew this answer. It is very close to a mile, but it's not.
It's like kilometers,
What-
isn't it? It's
thing. What is? Yeah, I'd
it's
say
that
what is a knot
difference.
meant to be? Oh, is
There's-
it? What's it meant to be? Is it meant to be actually based on knots?
I don't know. I hope. Hopefully, she'll give us an answer. Hopefully, it's just not a
Like
simple
if you put a
two-word thing.
knot together constantly. No.
Yeah, maybe. It's. Hey,
I'm not.
Why
I
not?
don't think it is.
I
You
mean,
know.
is it literal? Well, yeah, it could be because if you
It
were in
could
the
be.
sea and then you didn't have anything to measure by, you could knot up a line and chuck it out and go,
Mhm.
oh well, I've got 20 million knots on this thing. Then it's
Who's gonna count them knots,
maybe
though?
that sounds like a sound answer. As in like that. I'm not going to say you're stupid. All right.
I think it sounds pretty logical.
It could
I
be.
do. I do too. Because back in the day, they would do it.
And if you're going by that, then a knot is what, about a couple of centimeters or a centimeter? Because it could be a thick rope, in which case it could be a good solid chunk of knot.
It could
Yeah,
be. Who knows?
Let's see what the answer is.
A knot is slightly more than a land measured mile, which is also called a statute. So 1 nautical mile equals 1.1508 statute miles.
So it's not a knot. I don't think we even took a guess. I just made myself sound like a logical idiot.
Hey, we got to talk some. You got to try somehow and talk your way through it. Anyway,
I
all
thought it was
right.
very clever of me.
Next one.
What percentage of Australia is desert?
Oh, it's probably
A lot of
I'd
it.
say
Can I just
9.
point out, Miller has
Yeah.
just pointed out that it's not the size of the knot, it's how far apart the line was between the knots. Tom was practically right.
Oh, yeah, it sounded right.
I just focused way too much on the knot. Sorry, go on. I need to hear that question again because I got excited.
What percentage of Australia is desert?
Oh, it's quite a high percentage, isn't it?
I'd say it's like 95.
80.
Oh, I don't think it's that much. I think it's like
80.
40%.
Oh, it's way more than
Colin's
40.
only gone 18%. He's normally right on everything.
Colin cheats. He gets on Google. Sorry, Colin. I gotta accuse you, even if you don't.
It's very specific.
I
It's
think it's like.
18.35.
I reckon.
I think it's like
Gav's gone
40%. I think it
75.
might even be less.
All right, I'm going to say 95. All right, ready?
Around 70%.
Oh.
I said 80.
Holy shit! I was way wrong.
I said 80. Gav did
I-
say 75. Spot on.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Well, he said 75. That's not spot on. Spot
Well,
on.
it's
would've been-
pretty spot
No,
on.
well, no, spot on is 70.
Oh,
All right. If he's off by 5%, that is
It's-
a lot. Do you know how many hundreds of square
it's
miles is
close
5%?
Spot on. It's very spot on.
Australia is huge.
It really is.
That's what she said.
What does the S stand for in Mrs.?
Ooh.
In Mrs.
M.
As in,
MRS, as in the brief. You got
As
you got
in
Mr.
married.
MR, and then MRS is Mrs.
Is it because you're the Mrs. of the Mister? So it puts an S on it.
Sexy. We have Trucker Colin with Masters, and but that doesn't make any sense.
Masters.
So MRS.
Sexy. It does mean we are sexy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
I
said a
have
Mister.
I have no idea.
I got
let's,
nothing. I got
alright,
no
let's go.
idea.
Are we going for the answer?
Yeah, we're going for the answer.
Okay.
I clicked and nothing's happening. We may need to get the answer from my wife and the chat.
It's all going wrong, David.
It's not all going wrong, just the one question. All right, Paul and Jane, what is the answer to that
Oh.
question? I've
As
already
in
forgotten the
belongs
question.
to a master. Oh, I wonder. It is like as in belongs to a master.
So like, okay, see,
What does the S stand for in Mrs.?
Just put an answer. Can you read it?
This
Do you
is
want me to read it?
originated as a contraction of
Hornarific mistress.
honorific.
Oh, honorific.
Not honorific.
Hon-
Honorific mistress. The feminine of Mr. or Master, which was originally applied
It's not-
to both married and unmarried women.
I
the
prefer
split,
honorific.
into Mrs. For married women and Mrs. Began
So
during
we've
the
got some
17th
quite
century.
funny comments coming in the chat now because of that, Chloe.
Pornorific.
Pornorific.
Pornorific. Oh.
It's honorific. That was brilliant. That's made my night.
All right, so okay, let's.
I am obsessed with this.
That
one.
just didn't work.
Let's go bad.
What
So-
animal sleeps with one eye open?
What
Ooh,
animal
and-
sleeps with one eye open?
Like an owl?
My dog. I've got proof.
Oh, isn't it something like I know I should know this one because I'm sure I've read about this before. I know
Okay.
a robin has a
have
bionic eye, though.
dolphin,
Just an
we
extra
have-
fact.
My ex. We have. Yeah, I don't know. That's funny.
Dolphins. I see. I was thinking something sea related.
It
Okay.
could be like penguins or
All right, let's see.
I don't know. Crocodiles.
Dolphins.
Oh.
They can turn off half their brain
Colin.
and close one eye, allowing them to be partly asleep and partly awake at the same time.
That's crazy.
See, I feel like I do that most nights. But I feel like I'm still conscious of what's happening even when I'm asleep.
I thought it might have
What
been
does
robins.
a binturong smell
Sorry.
like? And
Sorry. Okay,
Getting
go
too
ahead.
excited. I was saying I thought it might have been a robin because I know a robin has a bionic eye. So I wondered if maybe they slept
Excuse me? They have a
randomly.
bionic eye?
They have one eye is a bionic eye. So I
you
wondered if
explain bionic
maybe
to me?
they'd have, well, just like an eye. I believe they've got an eye that can zoom in and out and do weird shit.
The robin
Yeah.
redbreast.
Only one eye though. I'm not sure which one it is, but one of their eyes is a bionic eye. And I thought maybe that was because they're not the same eye. Maybe they'd have one eye open, one eye closed to rest it. But obviously not.
That's very interesting. Did you just make that up?
No, it's a true story.
Is it?
It is
Okay.
a true story. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
According to the internet, that might be right. Robins have night vision in one of their eyes.
Yeah.
So it could
got
Just
a
night
bionic
vision.
eye.
Not
That's-
not like a.
No,
but if they've got that, it could Chloe could still
They're-
be right.
Yeah, they're meant to have like an eye that they're meant to do special stuff with.
Lasers.
Super
But
zoom.
lasers.
Go
that
go
would-
gadget
X-ray
eye.
vision.
Can you imagine a robin with laser eyes? That would be amazing.
Oh no, that's very easy to imagine. Okay. Yeah, I've totally imagined
Yeah.
that. It's pretty awesome. All right. Are you ready for
Go
the
on
final
then.
Let's go
final one?
next.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on.
what does a binturong smell like? And
Oh.
a binturong is also known as a bear cat.
What's a bear
A
cat?
bear
Like,
cat.
is that like a man bear pig?
cat.
A
A
bear
cat.
cat.
What does it smell like?
Okay, let's go with broccoli.
Is it going to be something like chili or
pizza.
Colin's gone popcorn. I reckon you're right. Oh, it could be almonds. Was Gav's answer?
I got
It's
no
gonna be
idea.
something weird. Like, I don't know.
I
Frogs.
got nothing. I absolutely have nothing. I got
Okay,
no
it smells
idea.
like petrol. We got okay. I have no idea. I'm gonna say Domino's pizza.
They smell like popcorn.
Oh,
Who said popcorn?
fuck knows
Gav.
popcorn?
No, it wasn't. It was Colin with a laughy
Yeah.
face.
Colin,
How did you-
Colin's
Googled it.
cheated. He googled
Yeah.
it.
He said, "Fuck knows popcorn," laughy face.
Yes, he
No.
googled it.
All right. Well, that is facts of wife. Normally we would have
I
a
like the
fantastic
question
intro
ones.
sang by Tom, but we don't have Tom today. So yes, you're not getting any fantastic intro. But all right, trucking
We're
story.
not replacing it. I'm
we have
not
a
good
truck-
with it.
Do we have a trucking topic from Nessa?
I do have a trucking topic. I don't know if it's a topic or a whinge. It might be a bit of both.
It's if it's a whinge, it's very welcome.
Now, I'm supposed to be on the side of truckers, but
Oh, okay.
lately, I don't know what it is, but I've noticed an awful lot lately that the standard of some of the drivers on our roads is diabolical.
At what
I
time
mean,
of the day now? Are we talking about
yes.
nighttime?
Oh, all times of the day. I've been doing mixed shifts at the minute. I work
Wait, now,
days at the weekend.
Can you tell if they're male drivers or female drivers?
It's definitely male.
All
Absolutely.
male, David. We're the best.
I've been speaking to a few of my friends about it, and they've all said the same thing. But what I've noticed a lot lately is everybody is becoming impatient, not just truck drivers, but everybody. But the the danger of tailgating is unreal, and I've seen one truck driver that close to another car. There's no way the truck driver can even see the car anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
What, on a motorway?
Yeah, and I've seen them gaining on the car. So they know
Yeah.
the car is there, but they're doing it deliberately to intimidate them out
To
of the
try and-
way.
Oh,
And
bastards.
just there's another lane, just overtake. And this is in lane 1 as well of a 3-lane motorway. Just
was this
overtake.
late at night? So they were trying to prove a point. Like,
no,
you're
I was
going
on day
really
shift
slow.
last Sunday.
Right.
So
okay.
that's when this happened. And where was I? I can't remember where I went.
Well, yeah, you just.
But yeah,
overtake, wouldn't
I've
you?
just seen the standard of some drivers is absolutely diabolical. So you could understand why some people give truck
Get a
drivers
bad
a
name,
bad
yeah.
name and say some shit that they say about us. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think
I've
we
seen
all
it
need-
myself.
Yeah.
I
You know?
think we all need to have a look at ourselves and look at the standard of our own driving and think, if we saw that happening on the road, what would we think? Do you know what I mean?
Well, if that was happening to you, it's quite intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're in a little car with a big lorry. Like, I'm quite happy to admit that I am a terrible car driver, but I can drive a lorry. And the reason for that is I feel in the lorry, you've got more visibility, you've got a lot more around that you can see, you can
Mm.
predict what's going on half the time. And I
When
think
I-
with that,
You should be
just
able to predict
hold
what's
back
going on
and-
as a lorry driver.
Yeah, and the moment I get in a car, I'm terrible, and I think I probably do some bad moves, and I'm like, sorry, so sorry.
Yeah.
We'll happily just go, yeah, I fucked up.
a lot of the things you can be quite forgiving about, can't you? Because you are a car driver, you know what car
Yeah.
drivers do, so you
Yeah.
can be a bit forgiving, thinking, that just another arsehole. But then
Yeah.
when you actually go and do something completely dangerous, like tailgating
Yeah,
or dangerous overtakes, pulling in front of people and then slowing down, why?
and
do
you
you know
get
what
some
I mean?
angry drivers as well. Some of
Yeah,
them.
I don't understand the retaliation side of things as well.
No.
Just let them be the dickhead, and you
I
just
would-
concentrate on you.
I have been the bad guy in this situation. I have been back when I was, there's a certain part. I don't know when.
Was
when
it
you
a
do
woman
this.
driver, David?
I've
Were
no
you
idea.
trying to upset them?
I don't
I have
think
no idea.
anybody's innocent.
I have no
think We're
idea.
all guilty of it.
Where I don't. Okay, I've never been as close as I've seen other people as close. And a lot of it was like, why are you doing that? Basically, like I'd have my cruise control on, but they don't have their cruise control on, meaning so they're speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and
Yeah.
slowing down. So I'm like, come on. And then of course, then I try to overtake him, and then they realize like, oh no, the truck's overtaking me. I better speed up.
Yes.
And like now I'm stuck in the middle lane, and now I
Yeah.
got to get back over again. And all of a sudden he slows down again. So now I'm angry, and now I will tailgate. Obviously, I'm being the dangerous guy. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's very infuriating.
You do have that urge to reprimand them, don't you? You also, you slowed me down and I went to overtake and now you sped up. What the fuck are you doing? And we all do it. Nobody's innocent of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
including me. But it's just, I think we all need to look at ourselves sometimes and just chill the fuck out. Just chill out. We're all trying to get
There's too many
somewhere.
people on the road. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on the road now.
And
there's a lot of ignorance and just...
That's why these ultra low emission
stupidity.
zones are coming in, isn't it?
I have become a lot more patient. I've been driving like an old man kind of situation where I'm in no hurry anymore. It's not going to get me any quicker. I'm just going to go ahead and just listen to my podcast and just relax and kind of just drift off and just keep that 6-7 second space in front of me.
Yeah.
Unless somebody gets into my 6 or 7
takes
second
up your
space. And then I'm back to being infuriated again.
Yeah.
But that's what sucks too. Like, we're supposed to keep a 7 second space in front of us. But then a lot of people see that gap and like, oh, there's a big gap in there. Let me go in there. That's not your fucking gap. All right, that is my gap. All right, so
and then
like,
slam on or something stupid as well.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, quick gap."
well, that's what they say.
Down.
Well, they say 7 seconds for 55 miles an hour. Okay, that's the gap. That's basically what the reaction time. From what is it? There's a few different times. It's like the time it actually takes for you to slow down. Your stopping time and your observance time. You know,
ours is very different to yours because in the dry, ours is 2 seconds. In the wet, it's 4 seconds, and in icy conditions, it's 10.
Oh wow!
I say well far.
When it's icy, I'm pretty far back. I will, you know, because they say you're not supposed to. Like, if I'm going 25 miles an hour in the snow, and I have to do this for 10 hours. They say not to use your cruise, but as long as there's nobody in front of me, I'm using my cruise.
Just use it, yeah.
But I'm very aware that there is a problem with using it. Okay, but knowing what that problem is makes you understand that you're not actually going to do anything. But as in but realistically, if I'm taking a corner, I'm taking cruise control off. If I'm, there's the situations that I know that you want to be able to let off really, really quickly. So, but there's certain, especially in America, where you have a straight line for 1,000 miles, but, oh, I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people overtaking recently as well. When you follow like a tractor.
Yeah.
And then you can see
as in a farming tractor.
Yeah, I was in my car heading to work, and then like there's a tractor just down the road, and you slowly, people are peeling away and getting in front of it slowly, and then you get to a sort of bit, and then there was about 3 cars in front of me, then there was me, and there was a van behind me. Well, it was like you could see it weaving and like spying and seeing what's going on,
right?
And then as you kind of get to a straight bit, it pulls out around you and floors it to try and overtake all of the cars. And obviously the car right by the tractor starts pulling out as well. You nearly have a fucking full-on collision.
Yeah,
because there's one idiot back here who's impatient and just thinks, fuck it, I'll floor it. Not only that, they then get around eventually, but like there's cars coming opposite because it's taking so bloody long. And I've seen quite a few of those sort of like ones recently where I've been overtaken in the lorry, and it's like a ridiculous blind corner, and then there's a car coming opposite. You slam on the brakes to let this person get in so they don't crash, and you have all these stupid scenarios at the moment.
Yeah,
there's a lot of dangerous overtaking I've noticed as well.
It's like you've got to think for yourself and the idiot overtaking you.
How about this situation when it comes to overtaking? Now, this is the scenarios that I came up in Ireland there a few weeks ago, where it's a road where 2 cars can cross paths comfortably. You know what I mean? As like there's no lines on the road. There's just it's just a country road, but it is fine. But if a truck came by, you're kind of slowing down and kind of like going into the grass for a second. Now, very windy roads. But when a bicycle is on these roads, like as a car driver, like, should I overtake him? Or should I stay behind him and then have someone else rear end me? You know what I mean? As in, like, I can't see past him. I don't know if someone's coming around this corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not risking that one. Yeah.
You know, because you've already slowed. First of all, you've already slowed down to 10 miles an hour. And maybe if I was already going 50 miles an hour, I could easily overtake him and back in again, you know, but now I got to gain the speed and all that kind of stuff, you know, but it was just very, what are you what are you legally supposed to do here in this situation? You know, there's legal and then there's reality, you know, or there's safety. Because sometimes you got to break the law to be safe. All right. In a way of like, do you stay behind the bike until you can actually see whatever passed? What if you're in, you know, it's just that you could get rear-ended here, you know what I mean? Or do you get a salmon and do you slap the fucking shit out of him with it?
That's
you know
always
what I
a good
mean?
plan.
I like the
Yeah,
salmon
bring back
idea.
the salmon. Yeah, bring him back.
There's a reason the salmon is our slogan.
Do you know what we do need for these idiot overtakers? You know, when you get a car park and then you get an innie and an outie bit, and the way they stop you from going the wrong way is having
In and outie bit.
You normally have an innie bit where you go in, and you have an outie bit where you go out.
An entrance and an
The
exit.
entrance and the exit.
If you want to be technical, yeah. So normally on an innie bit, you have spikes that, you know, face a certain way, and they flop back down, don't they, when you drive over them? But if you come the opposite, you know, the opposite way, you're going to get stabbed in your tires and get stuck. Why don't we have them on the roads? Stop people overtaking.
That's a good point.
Oh my god, that's
But
awesome.
you could have...
Well, you had some vehicles that maybe
It could cause some damage, and if there's like
Yeah.
a road closure,
But they're soon going to learn their lesson, aren't they? If they suddenly get a stabby and they stop dead,
another technical term
and
right
then
there, stabby.
they've they've then got
dictionary
to
of
sort
Chloe.
out their vehicle, all because they tried to overtake on a stupid corner that they shouldn't have been.
yeah.
They get the consequences, and then they learn.
You know, it just makes me think overtaking on corners. Whatever experience that you've experienced in England and Ireland or whatever is nothing compared to driving in Sri Lanka.
Really?
All right.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
You
isn't that
have
the one with all the
no-
bikes everywhere?
Yeah, there's tuk-tuks, we have motorcycles, and there's cars, there's vans, whatever it is, but it is a free-for-all. There is, like, even on there could be a regular intersection, there's no stop sign, and people everyone's going at once, and they're just dodging each other. It is just absolutely mental. But as in, like, we were going on this excursion, and the road, I was so nervous. I'm like, why is he overtaking? Jesus fucking Christ, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, you're literally on a bend. Like, it's just, you must drive. Like, they even say too, like, a lot of times when you do go there, don't drive. Just don't drive. They know how to drive there. You don't.
Yeah.
You have to, like, when they're like, every corner that they go around, they're expecting someone to come around that corner. They're like hovering on the brake constantly. There's like,
Yeah.
like my cousin, he was the one who was living there, and he was the one getting married, and they actually provide a driver for him. It kind of sounds like he's rich and everything. It's just that, you know, you can. There's a lot of servants out there because and you don't have to be rich to have one. It's just that they're so.
It's probably safer.
Well, yeah. Even
He knows the
it is
road.
safer. It is safer for them to drive you around, you know, and have a driver. But as in, like, it's just that their minimum wage there is ridiculously low, so you can literally afford, you know, to hire someone for $15 a day.
So it's probably just cheaper to do that than it would be to get a taxi or something, or even get your own blooming car.
Absolutely. Even the Ubers were really cheap there. Isn't like, how did he afford these cars? Like, sometimes it could be like a Renault Clio or something. I'm like, that's actually not a bad vehicle.
Oh, a
And,
Clio.
like, whoa, for here, you know. But you know, I just thought, yeah, that was the absolute craziest. I would have loved to have said I'd driven in India or Sri Lanka, but yeah. One thing I didn't know, one thing that was awesome, when there was traffic lights. This was in, I don't know, Bangladesh, I think it was, or somewhere in India. The lights would stay green for a long time, or stay red for a long time. All right, for a long time, enough time for you to probably doze off. All right, there could be like a good 5 minutes, which is all right. And as soon as the because you got a lot of people watching the other lights to see watching them to change, and then right as soon as they see them change, everyone's on their horn, everyone's beeping. All right, they're just beeping to like wake you up, or they're beeping to like, okay, we're ready. Are we ready to do this? All right, our light's going to turn green, and it was just fascinating. Everyone beeped just to kind of like give you a heads up. But anyway,
I hate impatient beepers.
they weren't impatient. That's just what they do.
That's
was
just
more,
what they do.
Yeah. They
Oh,
weren't being
over here
impatient.
we just get
They're literally just
beepers, don't
making
we?
everyone know that, as in like to go and not fuck up and not stay asleep. Have you ever dozed off? Wait, at a traffic, not a traffic light.
What, traffic? What, like
No,
literally?
never.
No,
I have dozed.
David.
I have dozed off at well,
What,
it
like
wasn't.
literally gone to sleep.
I literally went to sleep. All right, not
Oh
at a
my
traffic
God,
light.
You shouldn't be driving. What
I
is wrong
wasn't
with you?
driving. I wasn't driving. There was
Oh,
there was
okay.
a bridge lift. All right, one time was a bridge lift, and we were waiting forever, and another time too was like, it was like 2:00 in the morning, and it was a railway track, and that's some of the worst times being in an industrial area because they're doing some whatever. 45 minutes later, still nothing, and I
have
dozed
seen,
off.
You know the videos of the trains going across in America when they're like 50,000 like carts along it. It was like you see the main unit thing, and then
yeah.
about like 20 minutes later they've all finally passed by. It's like, oh my God, that is just insane.
That'd be fine but they weren't moving. Is the thing. They were literally just blocking the road.
Oh, what?
And I dozed off, and I woke up with there was a ton of cars behind me. There was a ton of cars in front of me when I started off. But when I woke up, there was nobody.
Oh my God! Nobody knocked the window.
Nobody knocked at the window, and I just woke up and like, oh no.
Hell!
How long had you
whoops.
been there before?
Well, I've been there for hours before, you know. And like,
Well,
I don't know.
no
before,
one thought. Oh, this
well,
dude
not
might
right now.
actually be
I don't know how
really
long.
ill.
I don't know how long it was at that particular time. You know,
Right.
I might have. I might have. For all I know, I might have been dozed off for 5 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention. You know, but I do remember. I know there definitely has been times when I've been stuck at a railway crossing for hours where because you're as a truck driver you can't just pull a U-turn or go a different direction, you know. I have it in California a lot where there wasn't even a train. There was just the arms were down.
Oh God!
And yeah.
I worked for Uber Eats last year.
Ooh.
It was not long after my accident, and I was recovering, so I couldn't drive the truck at the time. So I did some temporary work with Uber Eats. And I did a collection this once from McDonald's, and there was this car waiting to pick up their food. And anyway, I picked up the order, gone and delivered it, came back for another order, and that car was still there. So I did kind of wonder what was happening. So I asked them in there, and they said he fell asleep, and he was asleep. They had to call the police because they couldn't wake him up. They were knocking
Oh
on
my
the
God.
window. The doors were locked, so they couldn't open the door. But they thought he was dead because
of course.
Oh my
he'd fell forward
God.
onto the steering wheel. With his head on the steering wheel, he was sleeping.
And there was nothing wrong.
There
He
was
just
nothing
genuinely
wrong
was
with him.
asleep.
He was asleep.
Just a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, but the police woke him
Wow.
up eventually, and he got out the car, and he was just oblivious to what had happened. And they were like, "Did you faint? Did you feel ill? Is there something
Have
wrong?"
you been drinking?
Yeah.
Just went for sleep.
Oh, he was breathalyzed and everything, but I don't know what the result was. But he didn't look drunk. I think he just fell asleep.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
so random.
This was around midnight, and it would have been around January, February time.
It's been
That's-
bloody cold as well.
Absolutely freezing. So
Oh.
yeah, people
Would
do
that-
feel
would that-
fall asleep in a bizarre place, don't they?
Would the cold like make you sleep a bit more though? Like if you put like a lobster in a fridge, it'll sleep.
What?
So would you not sleep a little bit
I don't
if it's
know.
cold?
I would shiver like shit and then wake up.
Yeah, it would wake me up. I think.
Yeah, the cold would wake me up.
Well, they have
Yeah.
heating in the car.
Well, if I have heating on in the truck, that makes me tired at work, so I don't have the heating on. Not
Oh
even
my
through the
gosh.
winter, I don't have the heaters on.
Yeah.
No, I just.
Do you
I
find
just
yourself a
wear
little
coat
more
and gloves.
sleepier because you mainly drive at nighttime? I've done my fair share of nighttime driving, and
Yeah.
it just it is exhausting. You know, just you know, being up that late
Mm.
and trying to stay awake. I find it much easier to stay
Yeah, I
awake
couldn't do
during the day. You know, but I've had too many instances where I'm like, okay, I need to get to a rest area. I need to slow down. I need to stop. I need to get somewhere safe to leave because it is ridiculous. I've got the windows rolled down. I got the music blaring. I'm just like,
And you're
I
still
just need to
knackered.
get to the exit.
Yeah.
You know, or like, I can't park there because they're going to give me a ticket. And like, a lot of times too, when it's in the middle of the night, and you just want to have a cat nap, just a little power nap, just and you'll be able to survive the rest of your shift after that.
Mm.
But I know there's just been too many times. Oh my god, I wish.
David, you know.
You got to remember,
Not
I have a
David.
crazy amount of years under my belt. You know what I mean? So I have
Yeah.
everything that could be ever happened in truck driving. It's happened to me a lot
Oh,
of
it's happened
times.
to you, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get like the thing I struggle with at night? But I mean, I normally don't drive a lorry at night because I'm a skip driver. I struggle really badly with like the lights dazzling, like in my eyes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you do it all night long because I really struggle with that.
Well, I have gotten used to it now to the point that when people have got their main beam on, I don't even notice anymore.
Really?
I don't even notice. I can't even
Because
tell.
that blinds me. I'm like,
Yeah.
my eyes are burning.
Some car lights though, if you notice, they're not the amber ones anymore. They're bright white.
Yes.
Okay.
And they are very blinding even when they've only got the dipped
And
headlights on.
You get the new ones that are like they self dip as well, but
Yeah.
they don't
They don't
dip
do it
straight
quick
away
enough.
sometimes.
It's
yeah,
too
they don't
slow,
go quick
yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're
but-
just like,
Yeah.
come on, turn off.
But I'm that used to it now. I don't even notice anymore.
In where I live, I hardly ever need to use my brights. It's just because there's lights everywhere. I live in a city, you know what I mean. So I'm hardly ever in the country. I'm hardly ever in a situation to even when I'm on even driving in my semi on the freeways. There's never any need to do it because you have enough lights on the freeway. You know, but it's just the times when I do exit and I'm on a country road, I forget to turn them on. Not the actual lights, the bright. I just forget to put the high
bright
beams
ones.
on.
The high beams.
You know what I mean? But I'm always forgetting to turn them off. And like the
then
amount
you
of
get
times
dreaded
I
that.
get
coming
flashed.
towards you, flashing you.
Oh my god! You know,
It's like, oh shit. I'm
I just-
sorry.
You've gotta,
Yeah.
It's like when you get up to wintertime, you forget that you got to do that, and then you start turning your lights on, you're blinding every bastard.
Mm.
That's what I normally get for the first 3 months of the winter, and then by the time you finish winter, you're finally just learning, and then it's all night again. you're not having to worry
Yeah.
anymore.
I tell you what,
I,
I find really annoying night driving when people flash you because they think you've got your main beam on and you actually have.
Oh, I know, right?
And you
And
flash
then you
them back
really
and
put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put them back on and it's like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, blind you.
They weren't on, you
bastard.
bastard.
How often do you forget to turn your lights on altogether?
Never.
Never.
See, in my pickup truck, all right, I keep my lights on auto. So at nighttime, it'll automatically turn on.
Mm.
Now, my wife, on the other hand, does not do that.
Ball and chain.
She keeps it on the off position, and then when it gets to a certain time of the night, she'll
Right.
she'll
She sucks. She
so
forgets.
when I get into her car, I presume they're on auto, but they're not. So I'm driving with the lights off.
So then
for a
you're
while.
driving with no lights on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So when
no,
I start-
So she doesn't have that problem. It's just that I have the problem because of her not, she. But anyway, so
Yeah.
there you go.
When I start my shift, obviously you do your checks, don't you, at the start of your shift?
Yeah.
I switch my lights on and I don't turn them off then until I finish my shift.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, even if it's the daytime, I'll
I
leave
do it
them
in the
on.
daytime as well, even with the
Yeah.
car. It's the first
Yeah.
thing I do, switch the lights on, switch the engine on,
Yeah.
and I don't turn them
Yeah.
off until I'm finished.
I learned this lesson that we have a lot of scales, DOT way stations or whatever check stations
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
drive through. We have a
DVSA
crazy amount
for
of them,
us.
huh?
DVSA
Yeah.
for us.
So we have a crazy amount of them happening. So I've learned that sometimes you don't always know when you have a light missing or a light off or it doesn't
Well,
work
it happens
anymore.
in transit, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. So I've learned to you know what? Unless it's actually nighttime, my lights don't turn on because just in case that a light is out. Because I got pulled over one time because a light was out.
David.
A light was out in the trailer.
That's so naughty.
What? There was just a light that was broken. I just didn't
Okay.
realize it because it happened in transit.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, all right.
Of course.
Yeah. Air quotes.
You know, it's just
Giving
one of
him
the top.
ideas
It's
now.
just one of the top. The top. Yeah, it was one of the marker lights on the top of the trailer is all it was. You know what I mean? Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So now I went in
How
for an
did you break
inspection. They just go out once in a while.
that?
You know,
Okay.
lights go out. What do you
Okay.
think I do? I hit something? What do you accuse me of, woman?
You might have.
I don't think I did. I don't think.
Was it one of those cases where you've ring up? Yeah, I've just knocked a light, and then it turns out you've hit a giant bridge, and the whole of the roof has gone, and all of that is gone. One of our Roros that got rolled, right? The driver this was a previous one. He rung up the boss. It was an agency driver it spurred this one. It was an agency driver that did this one, and he rolled it on a roundabout, and then he rung up my boss, and he goes, "Oh, I've just smashed a mirror." He goes, "How have you done that?" Well, the lorry's on its side, and it's under the lorry, and he's like, you start with, "I've just smashed a mirror." Like, what the fuck? Sorry, go on. Yeah, it just reminded me of that. If you rolled a lorry, the last thing you're going to ring up and go, "Oh, yeah, I just smashed a mirror. It's fine. Don't worry about it."
I'm using that.
Oh, I love it.
It's fine. It'll buff out.
Yeah, the police are here. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I might need a crane to get me upright.
I always think of this movie that has Liam Neeson in it, where he's a truck driver. It might be called Ice Truckers or
it's
something
called,
or another.
Yeah. What is it?
It is
Yes.
something like that. I've seen it. It's
But
I know what you
anyway,
mean.
he ends up, on his side at one point. All right, where the truck actually gets, tipped over. All right, so now, okay, his mirrors are smashed.
Ice Road.
Is it just Ice Road?
Ice Road.
So my beef with that movie is just like they just plopped him back up again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They just
Yeah, it's fine.
they just got a winch from the other truck and tipped him over again, and he was driving, and all of a sudden
it's
his
fine.
mirrors are just fine. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? His engine's fine.
That is the magic of movie, David.
I know,
think
but
you're fine. They are
I'm sure this
magical.
happens in so many professions. Where
How
as
can
And
like-
Gav
they-
says in the chat,
how can
"Just
they
got a
edit
scratch."
How can they edit that film though, and in post production, post everything, and not pick up that?
Yeah, but they do in a lot of films. If you watch a lot of films and you see like when something's happened and then like this massive crash has happened and then this car's absolutely fine, or like I've
It's
watched it
balmy.
like I've watched like films where they've got horses in it and you actually look, and for someone that doesn't know a horse they probably wouldn't even notice, but 1 minute is like one type of horse, the next minute it's fucking white, or say it was black,
Yeah.
now it's white.
Or
You're like,
in that same
"How?"
movie, now a lot of people wouldn't have picked this up, but like within the first 5 minutes, the steering wheel had I think it was like a Kenworth steering wheel, and it was a Peterbilt on the outside. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, as in like,
Yeah,
come on.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
they
It's
do that.
outside the truck. It was one movie, and he got in, and it was another one.
Yeah, it was
It
just
was one truck. Yeah. Mm.
what was
You
the
can tell the people that made it are not truckers when it's that sort of thing.
but
Yeah.
oh yeah, and
You know,
another
when
one
someone
too. How
doesn't
about-
know what they're doing, they're just like,
There was
"I'm
this-
fine."
He really wasn't a truck driver. All right, just the bad guy in the movie. He really wasn't that much of a. He was more of a bad guy than a truck driver. I can't remember what his
Yeah.
position was, but the truck that he was driving all of a sudden had chains on. I want to see him struggling putting those chains on.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I mean? Isn't like
Trucker me wants
all of a
full
sudden
in-depth.
he has, and they're perfect too. They're just awesomely perfect. And it's like no, it isn't like. You have, in order to be that good at putting chains on, you got to be a seasonal driver. All right, As in, like they don't just anyway. So I had a beef with that one too. But
Yeah.
you must
Gav's
have,
got a point. Did he have one tanned arm, like a driver's arm, and
That's
That-
right.
you know, he
should
gets
be-
out like it wasn't ice, and he gets out, takes his top off, and he's got one really tanned arm and like
Yeah.
a tan
That
line
should
around
be
his
part
neck.
of the makeup in any trucking film, shouldn't it? Having
In
a
Tango
tanned
and
arm.
Cash. In Tango and Cash, I think that's the one I'm talking with with Sylvester Stallone and the other guy.
Mm.
But there was a tanker, and this was like one of your guys' truck, a cab over. All right, and they're driving towards the barricade, and you got Sylvester Stallone. He shoots a couple of bullets into the windshield, and the guy is slamming the brakes, and then all of a sudden both of them go flying through the windshield. No, that doesn't happen. No,
No.
stop. But yeah, as a truck driver, as soon as I see a truck, I'm gonna pick up all the bad shit. You know,
Yeah.
and, like, what could happen?
Yeah, you can't even really enjoy the film, can you? Because you're just picking up on the mistakes.
I've never. I'm such.
It
a
doesn't
critic.
happen like that.
I do a lot of geeky things where I'll be like, skip there. I see a skip. I see a row.
Have you seen? Do you know the company Chloe called Owens Group? The HGV
Yes.
company. Well, they've had a TV series on the BBC lately, haven't they? And it was on the BBC iPlayer as well.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've watched it, but yes, I have heard about it.
I
Yeah.
watched it. What a bunch of bullshit!
Oh, really?
It's nothing like they showed it.
Oh, I might have to look at that.
Oh
one
my
then.
god! It looks.
Yeah, because you went and did some work for them, didn't you?
I've done quite a bit of work from that. I probably won't be able to work from again after this, but there we go. What a bunch of bullshit.
Like,
I
what
mean,
are they
but
doing on the
it's-
show, and that isn't realistic?
Have they done like the Stobarts one where they make it really dramatic? Like,
Yes.
he's got to get back
Yes.
before his driving time runs out.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly
but the
like
traffic
that.
is slowing him down.
Exactly like that. It was.
I mean, we could do that. That'd be amazing. Should we just do it in the skips?
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's got to put a skip in a garden. Will the grass survive?
They make the job sound like it's rocket science, and that I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's fuck all like the real thing.
Oh wow!
Do you know
you
what
can
I
make
mean?
any job sound like
It's-
rocket science, can't you?
It doesn't explain any of the health and safety stuff we have to go through about strapping
Oh.
loads. None of that. All the DVSA stuff. None of that.
So it makes it look like a lovely job,
Oh yeah, looks like a
and
piece
that we
of
don't
piss.
have all this shit.
I mean,
that
once
we gotta go
you've
through.
trained and you've done all these jobs and stuff, it is a piece of piss.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of new drivers on there that make it look completely different.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to mention any names in case I get a shift there next week. But yeah, there is one driver there that I'd like to smack
lightly there.
with a fish.
with the salmon.
Yes.
Deserving of a salmon.
Yeah. But
But yeah, no,
there are some of the other drivers there though that like I've spoken to them and they're like, yeah, it ain't like that. So why make a series like that though if it's not like the real thing? Surely you want to replicate it, show people what it is like rather than
Well,
bullshit to them.
It's probably a bit nice. I would have found it more interesting if it shows you the whole in-depth thing of it rather than making a big dramatic,
Well, it might be too
exciting
boring.
thing out of it.
You know, as in like, okay, let's just say, okay,
possibly.
what are
But
the most
maybe
common
they should
shows?
have done like a couple of episodes then, all right, and they should have a little disclaimer saying this is the fun one to watch. This is the reality one to watch. Choose which one you want.
I tell you what, if I
or
do
something.
another shift there, because I'm allowed to record there, I'm
You'll
going
show
to
the
buy
real-
myself a salmon cushion because I know somebody's got one of them. Is it Tom that's got one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one. And
Good.
I'm going to hit people with that salmon.
There we go. Well done, well
I'm
done,
going to
well
hit
done.
people with that salmon cushion.
We should actually sell a salmon plushie,
Oh, hell, we have to.
especially for hitting.
We have
And
to.
we should supply a stick as well. You can just lean out. So even if you're driving, you can
Extendable
lean
stick.
out and extend it out your like your passenger, and slap them with this plushie.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I watched 1 or 2 episodes after working for them as well, just to make sure, you know, because I watched the series and it was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind working for them, to be fair. And when I worked there, it was just like, oh my god,
This is not what I
'Cause
signed up for.
the agency wanted to sign me up for about a 12-week stint there,
hmm
but after my second shift, I was like, no, I'll do odd shifts, but
Really?
there's no way I'm doing weeks on end with them. No way.
Wow.
And it's not the company. There's nothing wrong with the company.
It's just the
It's
work.
the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's the work.
Would
It's
you,
horrible.
Would you ever consider working for yourself, Nessa, and just buying your own truck?
I
leasing
would
it
if
out?
money wasn't an issue. I
There's
would
a
love to
lot
do
that
it if
goes
money
into
wasn't
it.
an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be right up your alley.
yeah.
Yeah. The trouble is, though, like to get in that position, David, you got to get something like an O license. But to get an O license, you need like 10 grand in the bank. Is it like 7 grand you need in the bank?
Yeah, you need a minimum
Before you
amount
can
in
even
the
get
bank,
it.
and
So
you've got to prove
and
that
it-
you've got a transport manager, and
yeah.
Now,
There's so
before
many
they'll actually get you a
hoops.
truck, or before what? What
Before you can
who's
even
required?
apply to get one, and
Yeah.
well, before you could get
Before you can even
technically
apply to buy a truck. What if someone
Well,
gives
you
you a
get
truck?
one, but you can't use it for work
yeah, you can't
Because you
use
have
it.
to have
jumped all through these hoops. Yeah.
Interesting. I nearly bought a truck one time, but it was like a 20 grand truck. It was a piece of shit, but it was fine.
Yeah.
It would
So
have gotten me. It would have
what
gotten me
do-
through.
If you were to do it, what do you need to jump through to do it?
Not
Like, do you
much
just need a truck
really.
and
It,
you
it
just
all
go
depends.
out?
And like, you can buy a truck right now, all right, and very, very, very easily, and then just lease on with a major company, all right, and they'll provide the loads for you, and sometimes they'll even provide insurance. Sometimes, all right. There's definitely like I knew a company one time that actually they'll provide everything. You just pay for the truck. You get paid a lot less. Again, the more you have to pay for, the more you will end up at the end. You know what I mean? But again, if you're buying a truck and something goes bad with the truck, you're getting charged for that one. You know, but I know in the next few years, I don't know when I'm going to do this, but I definitely want to start my own trucking company. All right, I'm not going to be a driver. All right, I just want to run one.
Can I come
A
and
small one.
work for you?
Oh yeah, if you're as long as you
Yeah.
as long as you pay for your own insurance, because you know they women drivers over
I'll
here
go out there
are
and
really
work.
bad.
What?
So the insurance is way higher.
Oh,
for
so
women
that's why the
drivers.
women drivers have to be brought in from the UK.
No.
No,
Your
that's
missus is saying false. That's bollocks.
no. She said
surely.
Fost.
Then she said false.
She corrected it.
See,
to
she was that
false.
angry. She misspelt it
I
the
was
first
genuinely
time.
yeah, she was like, "You bastard."
No, I do believe again. I do, but I want to do it again. I'd like to like start off with one truck. All right, where
She's coming for you, David.
oh shit.
Slap
I
him
gotta
with a
go really
fish.
quickly before.
Yeah, come in with the salmon.
I want to hire one driver, but you know, when he takes some time off, that's when I take over.
He,
That- oh my god.
he or she, please.
They when they
He's not doing very well.
come on,
is he?
let's
He's got
be
two
realistically.
women.
I'm not hiring a woman. I'm so sorry. Not a hope in hell.
David, you are fired. You
No,
should
I'm
be
not fired.
deported for that.
If anything
I
with the
wonder how
politics
you
nowadays,
treat
I
a
might
woman
get
driver. How
How
would
would
you
I-
treat your staff?
He would drive
would I
around
feel
with his
like this
finger
now?
out
my
with it
staff
like
or my
that.
woman driver.
You have a man driver and a woman driver. Would you be going, "You bitch, fucking do our show"? And he's like, "Oh, you're amazing, mate." No,
Yeah,
Yes,
you
he
know,
would.
you know me. I'm,
you can stand here on my grass. I like you.
I would do the.
The ultimate respect.
Yeah,
No, I don't believe you like that for 1 second, David. It's fine. Continue. please.
Again, I've never been a boss. You know, I've no idea what I am like. Like I think my ideal employee is there was this one dude that worked with me, and there was it was a really tiny company. There was only like 4 drivers, and there was 3 drivers and this one dude. This one dude didn't have that much experience, and then there was like 3 other drivers that had all the experience in the world. Like seriously,
Yeah.
as in like, but I wouldn't hire any of us 3. All right, I would hire that. I would hire the new guy
The newbie.
because
yeah.
he just said yes to everything. He didn't question everything. We didn't give him the hardest jobs. Or well, we all did the same job. It was like we only had one route, you know. But yeah, he was perfect. I'm like I would like 100 of him. You know, he would say yes to
the
everything.
thing
And
with-
no
yeah,
complaining.
The new drivers, I think a lot of them want to please, don't they? And they want to learn, and also you can mold them how you want them.
Yeah,
Whereas if you've got an older driver that kind of set in your ways, it's quite hard to get out of that.
That's a
Yeah,
good point.
someone else's
absolutely.
way.
That is a good point.
absolutely. I'm one of those guys. I'm setting my ways. I will do a little bit. I understand that it must be difficult for a boss to hire new drivers in that way. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the guys that who have the crazy amount of experience, though, like God forbid you tell them how to do something that, you know, like, but you've been doing it that way forever. That's not the right way to do it. There's actually a better way to do it. It's actually much easier. Oh, I've been truck driving for 20 years. I know how to do it. Who the fuck do you think you are? You.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
was talking to one of my mates the other night who was in an RDC, a distribution center, and this guy was struggling to get his trailer onto the bay. So he went over.
no.
He went over and he said, "Do you want me to watch you back?" Blah blah blah. Because he was inches from hitting this trailer, and this guy told him unpolitely to fuck off. I've been driving for years. The next thing, smash.
Oh, I love it. That makes me so happy.
Smash.
That
and
is what
he
a
ripped the
dickhead. You
curtain
deserve
on the
that.
other trailer.
Oh, wonderful.
And
That
it
is
was like
karma.
but the thing is,
Amazing.
he was clearly a new driver. It was plain as day. Absolutely.
What? And he just tried to blag it that he was
Yeah.
amazing and
He
been
was
doing
just
it for years.
he was just embarrassed. I
Why
mean,
not?
when I was a new driver, I had loads of people come over to me and say, "Do you want me to watch you back? Do you want some help?" I said yes
Yeah,
every time.
100%.
Absolutely every time. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I've
I'm
been
f-
driving
absolutely-
15 years.
One thing
now.
I want ask him to do is tell me how to do it. I want you there.
Yeah.
to stop me from hitting
help
something.
and yeah.
But don't do this. Don't do
'Cause you-
that.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
care
you
if you're
can't
going
learn.
left. Sorry.
I-
It was just
if-
more of as
if
in,
someone
like,
asks, yeah, go on. Sorry, David. I'm
Sorry,
butting
I
in,
just-
I'm butting in here.
I know it was just I've had some people go as in like, all right, no, stop there. No, as in like I'm not going to hit anything yet. I just need to go back a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
because I need to pull forward. You know what I mean? Or it was just but at first I had no problem with like, can you actually do it for me? Like, get into my truck. I had no problem with that. I had zero. I don't give a shit about. I just wanted to survive the day,
Yeah,
and
just
that
want
I
to
could.
help.
Yeah.
Get on with
I just
it.
want to be able to work the next day.
The
I-
first
you
few
know.
weeks are just terrifying, aren't they?
Yeah.
They almost put you off the industry altogether and make you want to
Absolutely,
pick something else.
especially because you're
Uh-huh.
not experienced.
Yeah.
I mean, you
just
don't
need-
know.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just
There
need
was
to
the
give it
amount
a
of time,
chance.
especially when you go through a company as well, and you kind of not necessarily stuck there, but you're tied in.
Mm.
Like when EMS, like when I first got through mine, and then the first day or whatever, you're like, yeah, oh my god, I'm out on the road, this is amazing, and then shit starts going wrong, and you're struggling, and then I'm like in tears, going, I'm fucking stuck here now. What the fuck am I meant to
Yeah.
do?
It's frustrating though, because you
But-
can go weeks and weeks and everything's fine, and all of a sudden you have a week or two where everything goes wrong.
Yes,
And you're like,
it
what's
all
going
goes
on?
wrong.
What's going
Yeah.
on with me? Why
It's
is
literally
this
like
happening?
3 months of pleasure. Like you start getting used to it, and then it just bang, something goes wrong, and it just throws you
Yeah.
completely off.
I don't know how I survived the first month. Like I
You
had
know me.
I had a crazy
Mm-hmm.
amount of skill. I was really skilled, but I was a dumbass. I would do stuff that I didn't know. I don't know, but as in like I got lucky so many times. I just got lucky. And like where it could have easily been 50-50 where like, oh yeah, thank God. Like one time I was pulling out of I was up in Canada. I was making a right-hand turn out of a way station. And see, usually when you're pulling out of a way station, you have your own lane to gain some speed. And I thought I had that lane, but I didn't.
Oh, no.
So I pulled out into the lane, and all of a sudden, this camper van just swerved around me.
Mm.
And he didn't go into oncoming traffic. It just I looked at it weirdly. Is all what I
Yeah.
mean? And like I'm like, oh my fucking god! I almost died.
It's like, how the fuck
I
did
really
I just do that? And
almost
yeah.
died. Thank God
Yeah.
that guy was paying attention. I really hoped I could have caught up to him.
I think
And
we've all
just,
done something like that.
You know,
if we're honest.
there's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many times, isn't like I asked, like in America now we can slide our axles to the rear or to the back,
Mm.
to the rear or forward, depending on whatever, right? I completely forgot that I had them all the way to the rear, which means you have to take your corners a lot wider. And I just forgot. It was like the second run I ever had, or third run, and
Yeah.
I just didn't. Not that I know. I just didn't know. When I got trained, I never had to do that. All right, because I had 4 axles when I was training. When you have 4 axles, they're stationary. They're there
Completely
forever.
different, yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you have 2 axles, you actually have to slide them, blah blah blah. And I just completely forgot that I needed to slide them forward, and I'm making all these turns. And thank God I didn't hit anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because lucky enough, I was parked up for the night, and a guy like, you're in California, yeah. Your axles need to be forward. Oh. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna get a ticket. You gotta get a ticket. How did you get through that station without getting a ticket? I'm like, I don't know.
Wow.
No.
So you got
I-
lucky a lot.
Oh, ridiculous amount of times that I get lucky.
I think we all have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
oh, definitely had lucky moments.
I drove for 50 miles with a door open one time. Because I
Wow.
forgot to close the door. I heard the phone ring after I closed the first door. I heard the phone ring, so I raced
Oh
to
no,
it.
you got distracted. Yeah.
And it was actually one of my bosses, and he was like blah 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 blah. I'm like, so I looked in my mirror. I think I was at a slight angle, so I couldn't actually see the other door open. So I'm driving along, and I actually go past a way station, and I ended up getting a pre-pass signal, so where I don't actually have to go in.
Hmm.
But if I got in, I would have got a nice fine for having that fucking door open.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
know? I don't know how I got lucky. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily my story, but I don't know if I've ever told you about my boss's one that he told me when I was first started learning. And you make like, I think I dropped a trailer and like lost my Susie's or something in the yard.
Uh-huh.
But he said, "Oh, we all make mistakes." Like he said, the worst one I ever did was he
It's always the guy who says that. The worst one I've ever did. Yeah.
he said he was driving for like an agency or whatever, and he picked up a tractor unit and he had to go and hitch up to a trailer. So he reversed up to the trailer, and for some reason, as he went to hitch on, the pin jumped over the fifth wheel,
Oh wow.
Mhm.
yeah.
and he hadn't realised, and it was in the dark. So he'd done the pull test because obviously he was in front of the fifth wheel.
Yeah.
So the
And
pull
it
test-
works, doesn't it?
as far as he was aware, it was locked in place. So he went round, did all his Susies, wind up all his legs, everything, set off, got on the motorway. By this point he'd done corners, he'd done everything. He'd got about 40 minutes up the road to Sedgemoor Services or something like that, he said. And he pulled off, and as he pulled off into the services, his trailer didn't quite move as you'd expect.
Mhm.
He was like, what the fuck? That doesn't look right. And obviously he pulled in, and then he thought, I better double check what that was all about. And he gets out and he looks, and by this point the pin has moved all the way and is right on the cusp of falling off. Like it's
God,
right
that
on
is
the
so
edge.
damn lucky.
And
You know
he's just literally like, oh my fucking God, like how? Like, and then
How is
it's
that
one of
not
those
come
moments
away?
where you just
I
think,
have-
like, how the fuck is that not happened? Like, you're so lucky.
Can I paint a different picture on that exact same situation? All right.
Yeah,
So-
please do.
I don't believe. All right. Now, because there is like 5 feet between the kingpin and the front of the trailer, he wouldn't be able to get it past there anyway. All right.
Mm.
It would be
What,
touching.
on the
it-
American trucks?
No,
or-
in English truck. I've done enough studying on English trucks now at this point, because your truck is so close to your to the
don't,
trailer.
I don't
Now,
know what it
d-
was.
The
but-
reason is because it happened to me. All right.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It
well,
ha-
you've done the same.
Exact same thing. All right. But my
Really?
trailer actually fell off and hit the ground.
Oh, fuck. I think, have I heard you tell this
You,
one?
you have, but see what happened is that more than likely, the kingpin was just sitting in the
I think we've
in the
discussed this
fifth wheel,
before
because
then,
the way you're
yeah.
explaining it, it sounds exactly all right. When
Yeah.
you do your tug test, he did his tug test just enough, all right, to where
Yeah.
like I'm connected, I'm connected,
Yeah, and yeah,
and
I'm pretty confident at this
you know,
point. Yeah.
but and you can still make turns and everything, but once you hit a bump, all right, it's when it's
Yeah.
actually going to
Bounces.
Could bounce out.
You know,
yeah.
yeah.
and because it was it's just that it wasn't nighttime. He was doing this at maybe as well. It's just like okay, there was no gap between the fifth wheel and the
Uh-huh.
bottom of the trailer is what my problem was. And then I just happened to hit a bump and it just jumped out of the hole. And yeah, Susie's broke.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, luckily enough, it was an empty trailer and it was like 4:00 on a Sunday morning and there was no traffic. And
just quickly go and hitch
it's
that
just
one back
what's
up.
scary
and off we
again.
go.
Again the scary thing about it is that I drove 40 miles on the freeways.
Damn.
You know,
and it
it
could have
was
been
just-
so
that's-
much worse.
it could have been so much worse.
Mm.
Like,
Well, I've told everyone
You
about
could
my
be in
sales.
jail
That
right
could
now
have
for
been worse.
multiple deaths because you didn't hitch up
Yeah.
tidy.
Yeah, you could have been.
absolutely, absolutely.
Just to really lay that
But
in.
instead, you're
Thank
telling
God
us
this is like
about
the
it
end
on
of
a
the show where most
podcast.
people don't listen to the end part of it, so they won't actually have heard the story.
David sexters and nearly kills people.
Sorry.
Or David's still sexist, is it? Yeah.
yeah. Plows his trailer into a bunch of women. I'm joking. That never happened. I'm sorry.
Too late.
Don't
you
say
said
that
it.
literal.
Too late.
I'm so sorry, David. Don't fire me.
Phyllis.
Yes,
can't
I'm
make
in a position
all.
where I can fire. Anyway, you know what? On that note,
I think, yeah.
we
on
will
that note,
we
before
will
it goes
call
too
it.
far.
We will call it. Again, when it comes to stories, I
We
think
don't
I
wanna
could
give
probably
away
go on
too
for.
many. We don't want to give away too many. We might get ourselves
I've already
sacked.
given like
so.
90% of all my stories, and just the other 10% I've kind of forgotten about until we talk about it. But thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't listened,
Yes.
how did you get this far? And we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.